Hey Trekland, yes, we are trying this again, take two, here from Phoenix Fan Fusion. It's a Sunday, it's a little quieter, but we're here at the Trek neighborhood here, and guess who I'm booth mates with? Look at this. It's Tomas Marrone from STO, and yes, I love your band.
Oh, thanks.
From Star Trek Picard. In case you haven't heard, or where you've been how long have you been with?
12 years. I've been with 50 for 12 years.
Yep. Doing the ship thing.
Yeah, I started off UI, doing user interface work like buttons and icons and stuff like that. And then graduated to doing ship design, ship art. And finally, recently I was promoted to associate art director. So kind of overseeing all the series.
Yeah, right, yeah. Actually a title to back up the work.
Right, yeah.
But then this awesome thing that Dave Glass on Picard reaches out because they need a lot of ships and they do not want to cut and paste fleet again.
Right, and that's what they've said is that we want to do another Federation fleet for the first episode of season 2, and we'd love to fill it out with more unique designs. And we know you guys have been doing Star Trek designs for 12 years. STO's been around for years. It'll be 13 in February. Lucky 13, but so he had me round up a bunch of designs from the game, and then he went through with the executive producers and they picked out some ones that we like. So there are 4 STO original ship designs that are canonized in the Stargazer episode of Picard.
I love when people who aren't familiar with Trek or even like Star Wars, and you say a phrase like, "We had some canonized ships."
Right.
People are like, "What? It's like the Saint, whatever."
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, to a lot of people. So I know we're coming at Trekland. I'm coming at you live without any warning. So, but I got to think of even the people who are like stumbling into this live. Maybe we've got some. I'm not. This is like old school. This is like early days of Tuesdays Live when I would be like scrolling on my phone to see what's going on.
I'm just glad you have a signal down here.
Yeah, we've like half the world has signal and half the world doesn't have signal. I don't know if anybody. We've got people watching. Big happy fleet. Oh, that's Matt from Australia. That's Trek's. Yep.
There's Marina.
Oh, Marina's back home.
Miss you too, Marina. It was great to see you here. Thanks for coming.
She says, "Oh, fine, you're doing live when I'm home." Yeah. Anyway, well, I just wanted to say, so what's it been like? I mean, I know you've been at cons, but you're kind of going solo here a little bit. Is this your first time to have your own table?
Yeah, and I got to credit Amy Imhoff. She's the social media director for Kate Mulgrew, and she said, "Hey, I'm going to give this con to Kate, and I think you should ride the wave of Picard and all that, and try to get your own booth and do some panels and stuff." And so she helped me arrange all that, and printed out. We got this design banner.
You're there.
Printed out great prints.
Yeah.
Of ship art, and it's been a great weekend. A lot of people stop by, say they play the game or they just like ships, and they want to, our credit the Enterprise this year has been really popular, including the Enterprise staffing and stuff like that. So, it's been a lot of fun.
Have you had any squeaky? Have you had any ship nerds that were like, "Oh my God, it's Thomas"?
A couple of people have done that, and that's been surprising at like a more generic con, but not quite as many. We're at Star Trek Las Vegas.
Because it is a Comic-Con, so it's not,
Yeah, but we're in Mission Chicago. We had some people come up to us in Mission Chicago. We had a little booth there too. But I love meeting STO players in person. I love talking about ships and Star Trek ships. My panels were about general ship design.
Yeah, how are you putting this?
Yeah, so we had one about general ship design and the process. And so I walked everybody through and we same thing with the very group of sketches, and then we start to iterate, and then we do 3 walkouts. And actually do that too in the art departments now, where on the Discovery Enterprise, for example, John Eves would draw stuff on paper, and then we work with a couple of other artists to actually build a 3D model of his drawing so that they can make sure that everything's checked out in 3 dimensions and that is what ship is. So we have that, and then we have another panel about the ships that we have canonized later part, and then this morning was a history of the Enterprise panel. There was a lot of fun about it. So,
What was the biggest? Some of the things about the panels, like some of them have been like dinner hour, and some have been the other day, which is what's been the biggest?
the Enterprise panel this morning was definitely which I thought was appropriate. I mean, it's the hero that was Star Trek. But it was fun because I actually gave a version of that presentation many years ago before Discovery even happened, you know. So the newest Enterprise back then was the Kelvin timeline Enterprise. So they got to add the Discovery, Strange New Worlds Enterprise to the presentation and talk a little bit about that. So that was a cool addition to get to do. You know, when I made it originally, I didn't think that there would be a new Enterprise within 5 or 6 years.
And they've even had Doug's upgraded NX-01 has been on screen.
Right, yeah. The NX-01 that got canonized in Picard, it was one of the models that he built as a boy, right? He says in TNG that he used to build models as a boy. And that's one of the things about Picard that's really been cool, is them taking all these little throwaway characterizations and reinforcing that, you know, on screen through his past. I really enjoyed that.
I feel like all the set photos from Picard, like the 10 forward bar and the study and all that, it's going to be like the moon rocks.
Yeah.
They're going to be studying those for years and years and years.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Well, they had the Chameleon battle cruiser. I mean, that's
in the bottle.
In the bottle. I think that was Legal Boss model at the time. And so it's nice that we had a little bit. And actually, so Luna class starships appeared in Picard as well. I think so. We supplied them with a bunch of original.
Tick them off. What were the 4 STOs?
So the 4 STO ships were the Garen, the Sutherland, the Ross, and the Reliance.
You're taking notes.
But we didn't just give them the STO ships. We also gave them all the canon ships that they also used. So
including
the Inquiry and the Sovereign. And the Luna class was actually our model as well.
We just went through that, but the Inquiry class was the infamous cut and paste ship. Which finally, it's almost like it had its beauty debut in a way.
Yeah.
Nothing against anybody working first season, but you know what I mean.
Right. Well, because we had to, because they had so little time to make that model in the first season, it was missing a lot of detail that you normally see on a Star Trek ship. They didn't have names or registry numbers. They didn't have fine little things like RCS thrusters, and the deflectors were a little wonky. So when we brought the Inquiry into Star Trek Online, we actually had to polish it up a little bit because players get a really close look at their ship, right? They can spin it around and see it from every angle. So we actually added a lot of those details. And so in Picard Season 2, they actually used, my understanding is I gave them the Inquiry model and they used our version of it. So our version with all the extra stuff that came with it too. So that was pretty cool.
Well, it's really is back to Dave Blass saying, why reinvent the wheel?
Right.
If somebody's already got it, it's like in Enterprise, they wanted to add at the last minute a pseudoscope coming up on the Defiant/Enterprise, and so they rented the one from Phase 2.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. They just because it was there, so overnight it, and they got it back, and it's easier just to pay for it.
Right.
So, you know. But it's like, why reinvent the wheel if the driver's so crazy? So it just adds to the screen.
So one big universe, which is super cool.
How did the STO community react when all of this came out?
People were super excited. We did a little countdown to canon and everything. And it was funny. People were like,
"Countdown to canon." I can see it.
Kind of. We didn't tell people that's what was going to happen. We had a little Mike Vadum, our community manager, put together these little videos and kind of cryptic and had
no pun intended.
But when it was finally revealed, there were a lot of players who were like, I didn't have anything to do with this, but I'm still proud. As someone who's played the game for 10 years, 11 years, it's really cool to see it kind of recognized by the wider Star Trek apparatus and show up in the shows. Because, we've been doing this for that long, and so we have a lot of practice designing these ships, and we built all the canon ships, and we're building all these new ships too. So we've got a great familiarity with what is Star Trek, what is the Star Trek, and where you can push the envelope.
And the game ships, to coin a phrase, have been on a shaker. They've been tested and seen.
Right. And that was one of the things Dave asked. He was like, find some ships that people like, that are popular. We want to make sure that whatever we canonize already has a quality, so people get excited. And so as you hear, they're actually leaving us people like Aaron.
Oh yeah, it will now. Well, it's it's like there's all this talk. Kirsten Beyer came to Discovery, and all this talk about trying to have the books and the comics. Nobody will ever want to say, never say never, or ever say ever about having any. Because TV writers are in the moment, and that's Star Trek is a visual, small screen. That's what it was invented to be, and everything else is ancillary.
Right.
But it's never been an attempt to bring that in, and plus the technology and the communication models. People in different licensed areas and the show creators can be online and be zooming or talking, and you can get that stuff. It's not like, we have to fax them this picture, and then we have to
Bennett signs it upside down.
yeah. Or Rick Berman. Yeah. The infamous Sonam, or backwards.
No, the Reliant.
Oh, the Reliant. Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about John's story about the Sonam being moved
I don't think I heard
backwards.
about that one.
Yeah.
That's really
He
funny.
designed it to fly one way, before and aft was one way, and they decided the other way.
That's really cool.
Anyway, it's in the companion comic. You should read your King. No, but I mean, what I'm saying is, there was like a lot of hoopla about just trying to have the book and comic canon tied in. But now we're going visual, STO and Eagle Moss, and there's like a synergy there that's coming in. It's kind of like, it's just exciting what they're able to do.
Yeah, I mean, we want, and it, Disney and
I mean, they're still secondary. It's like, this is great, everybody. Don't get too excited.
Right.
But it's like the canon pool is there.
But you can see, like, universes like, like say it's Star Wars and Marvel, they've been really leaning into this too, where they want it to feel like a giant sort of shared experience. So that if you play Jedi Fallen Order, when you see the little droid show up and Boba Fett, you get excited. Like, I know that guy. Yeah. And that's the beauty of continuity. That's what continuity gets you. And so I think Dave understands that really well, and he picked a bunch of people who Star Trek veterans, like the Yakutas, like Doug Drexler, to help him build
all
sets.
the old, Jeff Mandel, Tim Earls,
They feed into that continuity, like the Tim Ford set, right? There's so many little Easter eggs in there, Picard study, and like seeing, especially when you're doing
the flags and the banners and the plaques at Starfleet, at good Starfleet and bad Starfleet.
Right. All this stuff makes it feel like a place, and that's, I think, one of the things that's great about Star Trek is it feels like a place, and why it connects with people is I want to go there, right? I want to serve on the Enterprise, I want to go to Starfleet Academy, and all these things work together to help you escape to that universe.
Well, and that universe feels like it's solid.
Right.
And if I used to say, it took me years to come up with this language, but it was like you wanted to climb inside your TV.
Right.
But once you did, you knew that if you walked down this corridor and turned left, that was the closet. Or if you went down this, that was the briefing room. Or something. I mean, like, you could depend on it. And it wasn't just going to be some loosey-goosey TV wacky thing. It changed every week. But you could depend on it.
Right. And I think that's what
some people don't get that. But the real the real fans get it. Oh, now I'm big.
Well, I think there is a lot of texture that adds to it, right? When you've got people like Yakutas and Probert and all those people who like to think about things in that way, and
Like Sternbach.
And Sternbach, is a big one too. Even if it's not something you notice, it is something you feel.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is watch TNG or Voyager or Enterprise, and then go watch contemporary sci-fi from other shows. And some of them are really good. Babylon 5 is one of my favorite science fiction TV shows. But the caliber of production design and the world building, visual world building, is just a different league in Star Trek because of the people working on it. They also have a lot more money, but
they had a lot more, and also Babylon 5 was pioneering TV CGI.
Yeah.
So they were like pushing the envelope and the rendering speeds, and then
And I love Babylon 5. A lot of great artists working on shows, a lot of great things in CGI. But they just, I think with Star Trek, they have a lot more muscle to put into that world building that holds together a lot better, even now with the HD, the remasters of TNG, right? It looks like it was shot yesterday. It looks incredible.
Well, I feel like we may be chasing off business, so we should. I didn't know if anybody actually, we've been on so long now, did anybody actually want to talk? Maybe wrong. I'm actually can you see my thumb here? I'm actually physically scrolling. There's Willie. Hey. My Star Trek Online account got hacked by a dev once. Not played it since, even though I loved the game at the time. Timo. Well, maybe Timo, surely you can get back in. Hey, Christoph is watching. Rico, my man. Let's see. Starbuck is watching. Jenny is watching. Christoph says, it's difficult it's hard to read the posters backward. Oh, I thought I got us on. I guess the second, take 2 didn't get flipped. Miss Pancho.
Yeah, there was a Del Taco show when we did launch there. We did a show one day. We went to Del Taco and lots of tacos.
You know what? I'm gonna see if I can, just for once. I thought I flipped this.
There you go.
Okay, now are we gonna be? Okay, now. What was the highlight of the con for you?
For me, I think it was, I took an
Thank you, Christoph. We flipped the picture.
Anthony Rapp was in the elevator with me. That was pretty good. No, I mean, all the great questions I think at the panel was people had a lot of really cool questions. And even last night we went to that Star Trek mixer, held by the United Federation of Phoenix, who've been great hosts for us this weekend. Shout out to Dr. Dave and Kim and Will. I was on a Picard panel. But you know, the questions have been really awesome.
It's Amy.
There's Amy.
It's Amy. She's back. Yeah. We're just living.
I gave them credit for you.
Yes, Marina's on. She said hi, Amy.
But last night somebody was asking, because I was talking about I had an Enterprise history panel this morning, somebody was asking, like, what do they call it the Enterprise? And I was like, oh, that would be a great thing to put in my panels. And I went to my room and made sure I knew what I was talking about. And I found a great interview with Gene from 1973. He's interviewing a solo, I guess, a radio personnel, and he talks about, you know, the CD6 from World War II and honoring the legacy of that ship, the Enterprise. And it's, you know, it's super cool. If you like those early Enterprise, like, Arby's, franchise, everybody's a little more down to earth, they're a little more transparent.
They're very nuts and bolts and down to earth.
Yeah.
It's not the fluff, and they're not thinking PC.
They're not thinking about like protecting the legacy or projecting the legacy, right? So that was a cool interview.
60 years old, and doing that crank thing.
Learn about that.
Funny, 20 years
So
ago,
that's
no
been
problem.
cool.
Now, like,
What about you?
how did that?
I was, you know, you mentioned the mixer last night, so that was the UFP and Dr. Dave's group and Kim's group. The main behind that, but that was actually the convention. There was a real feeling here in Phoenix locally. And this has been fun because they had become 5 years in a row, but not since 2016. Like pandemic. But so shout out to Jackson, who is the Star Trek program person and some other fields. It was actually their idea because they knew there was a feeling here, like on the country, where fans haven't been together, maybe in small groups. But a lot of conventions are just now coming back. And they were really wanting to have an effort to give people a find and do it on the con grounds without having to find party rooms. And it is a Comic-Con. There's a lot of all the franchises are here. But I was thinking, oh, they'll think, oh, it's a con room, and even in the cash bar, there'll be like 12 people there. There were like 80 people who came by, which was, you know, it was like 3/4 full of all the banquet roundtables.
Yeah, it was a big room.
And there was a fan named Gabriel who came up and told me, and I've had a lot of people over here talk about the teenagers and families, you know, when they were kids or when they were younger, and how that was their favorite book, and they wore it out, which is awesome. Because then I think of me wearing out my Bijo concordance and my, you know, my tech manual and my medical reference. But he came up and he said he was Hispanic and he was part of the sector, and he grew up in the hood. And he was a geek, and he had nobody to talk to. His family life was a little on the rough side, and you know, but he wasn't shedding tears on it. He was just being very factual. But he said, I got your, I can't remember if he said he spent his own money on it or what, but he got a copy of the original Blue Companion, and he would get under his covers at night, and it was like that was his. He wasn't getting all melodramatic, you know, and all that, but he was like, this is my safe space. I had nobody else to talk to. Maybe I didn't want to talk to him anyway. But it was like, he really got me. I don't think a lot about the heart side of Star Trek. I just take it for granted. It's like, well, of course, that's Star Trek. You know, now let's go do some cool stuff. But it really got to me. It was awesome that my little nonfiction book was giving him that kind of solace. And he says, I was in my own little work bubble with Star Trek and Next Gen and your book and me, because I had nobody else to relate to. I said, well, you and Dr. Crusher, because she had a work bubble too.
Thomas is enjoying public. He needs him to sign a picture on live on Facebook.
Oh, he's got him out. Yes. So we're gonna let Thomas get back. Yay, everybody! Get back to business. And I've got some business. Look who's here. Speaking of which, it's Keith and Ben.
Two Gay Geeks are here.
From Two Gay Geeks. That's the podcast.
Yes.
Right, which is Trek and sci-fi and all kinds of things. Everything. Look at that scrap of paper. Quick, let's talk about that scrap of paper.
It looks like a moose. It looks like a moose head.
Like I saw you guys at the beginning and then briefly last night. I'm not going to call nothing. So I'm going to say hi and bye, and because I got to flip the camera. Really right. So I hope you all enjoyed that. So how can people find TGG, because you guys are being
Yes, we are.
this is kind of Absolutely. There you go. Well, see, it is Sunday afternoon, so things are getting a little thinner on the signing side, but it's still very active over here on the so we're going to catch up. Thanks a lot, Thomas. Oh, look, see, we kicked off the Thomas photo bin over here. And let's talk for a second. Anyway, thanks everybody for jumping in, and for you guys that came on and talked. It was fun catching up with Thomas and Amy and everybody. So I may get back on live a little later. We'll see what's going on. But hi, I know it was Celebration Weekend. I know it's Memorial Day weekend. The Dodgers came to play the D-backs 2 blocks down there. It's been a little crazy, but it's been a lot of fun here in Phoenix. Has it been a good weekend?
Very good weekend.
Yeah. You were interviewing. Lots of networking, yes. All right, everybody, we're signing off. Take care, and
Stay geeky.
yeah, stay geek and trek well.